Welcome back to Mario Odyssey. Oh shit.
No.
Oh god.
God damn it, we're
God.
in deep woods.
Oh Jesus. Fuck. What have I done? God, you freaking lizards. Ah! Oh yeah. Little gremlins.
The mean.
Why is the screen shaking every time something makes a step? Oh! Oh! Does it see me? Look, it's got a hat on.
Ah, just gonna knock it off and.
Oh shit! Ow! Ah! No! You're gonna try and fucking fight me, dude? Oh god! Oh! Ah! He's backflipped into it. Such an idiot.
Can't possess him yet. I mean, capture him.
I need to knock him out first. Oh god! No!
Mario Odyssey has brought notice to the word possess. What's wrong? You can possess. I possess a phone.
It's because it just implies sinisterness, which is not the point.
Some evil magician is gonna possess you.
Come on! Fight me!
You know the Ouija board and all that sort of terrible horror movie
The Luigi board.
cliches.
Hell yeah, dude.
The Luigi board.
Yeah. Does look like he's kind of fighting with me for control, though.
Yeah.
You like his little hat and mustache, by the way?
You want to get that purple coin?
Yeah, later. When I'm not a giant T-Rex, maybe. Maybe I'll think about it then.
Occasionally, not one.
Yeah.
Do you have a mustache?
Yes. There we go. If I can...
Looks terrible.
Hell yeah, dude. I've had enough of you. Hey, look, I told you I'd get this good old nut.
Hey, chump. Notice anything different?
Hey, little chef. Notice anything different? Aye. Hey, ho. Become a tree. Idiot.
Become a tree.
What?
Alright.
Something wrong with that?
No.
You're such a judgmental prick. Become rock. Yes. Finally, something that encapsulates my soul. See you later, assholes.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Woo. So I got 4 moons down here, and you told me not to jump in here.
Yeah.
You're always holding me back. God,
I didn't know there were moons down there. Also, we're gonna come back eventually.
Yeah, whatever.
Get and moon some more people.
Fuck.
There's a Paul Jennings story about mooning people.
Okay, cool.
There was a boy who I can't remember why he had to do it. I think he was I think like he lost a bet or something like that, and so he had to moon the principal of the school. Well, no, I think he just had to moon a car. He didn't realise that it was the principal of the school, and he got in trouble because the principal saw his face.
That's great.
I recognise that bum anywhere. It's got the face of this guy.
What the fuck? Alright, now that I've done all this bullshit, let's actually go to the area we're supposed to go. Hey, Sphinx. Greeting, traveler. And do your hat as well. Can you answer my riddle? No. What does the monster want from this kingdom?
Flowers.
Yeah, you got it. He wants wood because he can't get it up in the
But
morning
that
for his
wasn't much of a
honeymoon.
riddle. Anyway, proceed.
Okay, cool. Wow, this place is just awful. Look at this fucking gunk everywhere. What is this, Mario Sunshine?
Yeah. Just leave that person to me.
Do what I want, don't speak to me. You have not been permitted to speak, Cappy. I refuse.
Kathy.
His name is Cappy.
Yeah.
Caffy. His name is Caffy now.
This is a nice song.
Never listen to the music and enjoy it.
Man.
Alright, Stephanie, crank that music way up to 1 note. It's pretty gnarly, isn't it, dude?
Pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
How's it gnarly?
Because gnarly means cool, to
Oh.
me at least.
Radical.
Exactly. Radical.
Pretty radical.
Ratatouille.
Like ISIS. They're pretty radical.
I get it. Alright. Fair enough.
That's what my band will be called. Extremism. Extreme.
Man, I wish I was an extremist.
Actually, there was a band called Extreme.
Extreme boner.
There was a Steel Panther did the last concert at the House of Blues at Sunset Strip Boulevard, and they talked about like local bands, and there was some what was the guy's name?
Oh god,
I can't remember what his name was. So they got some guy to come on the stage and play a bit of guitar, and it was some guy from a band called Extreme. I just thought that's a very lame band name.
Yeah. I've heard worse. Band names can be literally anything and have been literally everything.
Yeah.
Like
Flooding Pipeway.
Clash.
The Clash of Demon Head.
No, just the Clash.
Yeah, but the Clash of Demon Heads are way better.
They did Rock the Casbah. Rock
Yeah.
the Casbah. Rock the you know the one.
Not really.
Well, okay, fuck you too, I guess.
And what is it? Chameleon?
Huh?
The Scott Pilgrim bands.
I don't know, there's Crash in the boys.
Yeah, but
And then the boys in Crash when they had a hostile takeover.
Yeah. But they were better with actually.
They die at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
They get disintegrated by Matthew Patel.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about that now, by the way?
Yeah.
So this might be a little bit weird because it was in Borderlands where we mentioned it, but there was a episode where we were talking about Scott Pilgrim, the movie, and then I said to Mabini, "Have you read the comics?" And he said no. So I'm like, "Oh, I'll lend them to you." And within then and this recording session, he's done that. I lent it to him. He read them all, and you know.
Well, not only did I read them all in 3 days.
Oh my god. Yeah.
There's only 6 books, but
So you
didn't
had,
have anything better to do. Sat down at the pizza shop and read a bit of Scott Pilgrim while I was waiting.
you did at the pizza shop.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've read the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels, and I've also seen the movie. The movie does a really great service to the books.
It really does. I mean, it's Edgar Wright, so you know.
Yeah.
He's always a good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I think I like Scott in the movie better than I like him in the book.
Right, why is that?
Because I think it's funnier in the movie than it is in the book. In the book, it's a bit annoying, you know, like, come on,
I think
Scott.
that it's about the delivery. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny when he would meet new people and then they would come to his house and they would say and his brother would let them in the house and he'd be like, "Who's in my house? Get out." And he'd be such a bitch about it. Like, "My name's Lisa, we met the other day at school." "Huh? What? Who's that?"
Oh yeah, and she just breaks it.
"Who let you in my house?"
The same happens to Wallace. All his friends
Yeah.
just kind of come to him rather than...
Yeah, he met them all. Well, Wallace, he just kind of... like,
Wallace was the exact same.
They went to uni together and got drunk and that was how they met.
Yeah.
And all of his relationships are really interesting. His relationship with Kim is probably the biggest one, really. Because of how unclear it is throughout the book. So you're not really sure what actually happened in their relationship. And Scott thinks everything was just great.
Hmm.
And then Kim has her own version of what actually happened. But then when they have their conversation about what their relationship was like, then the actual reality comes through.
Yeah.
And I thought that that's really interesting because...
That's the thing that I find really interesting about Scott, is that his perception of reality is very different to what it actually is. He's got an awful memory. It's kind of interesting to watch him interact with things like that.
Yeah.
He's really not a very perfect person because he can barely remember his relationships.
Yeah.
Apart from ones like envy, which has affected him so much that I think in a way it almost like fucked up his mind.
That's because envy changed, and that was kind of part of what shook him the most was she wasn't the person that she was at the start, and it was especially like she was just some nerdy girl that he knew at uni, and they were dating and they got along well and they were in a band and what changed was her. And I think, how did he describe it? He said something like, When Knives picked up, oh, I've heard of these bands are the best in the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And
He said, I heart them so much or something.
Yeah.
We don't want to listen to them. We definitely don't want
Like,
to listen to them.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good too, but then their lead singer turned into an awful bitch. Total bitch, ruined my life forever.
Ruined my life forever. Stop paying attention to it. I really like what they do with Envy in the books a bit better than...
Yeah.
Because I love seeing her backstory. It's really interesting. And it's weirdly real. Like, I feel like I've known people that have changed that much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you wonder, like, who was she to begin with, right? Because the thing is, the whole time that she was with Scott, she loved Todd, you know? It makes you wonder, like, wow, is there really anything there?
Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was his childhood crush.
Friend, yeah.
And it's like,
I guess it's a bit like with Scott, his relationship with Knives. He was just kind of looking for something to, like, for another relationship to help him get over Envy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why he jumped straight into his relationship with Ramona. But he didn't.
He doesn't know what to do with his life.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually kind of interesting. I do know some people like that in real life who they immediately rebound, and you know, it's not necessarily the best choice in the world, but you know, that's what they think they need to do right now. It's kind of interesting in a character study kind of way. This is why I'm an awful person, because I don't look at people.
Yeah.
I look at people and think, that's an interesting writing thing.
Well, I started thinking about that when writing my comics, or rewriting them. So my original idea for my main character KJ was to just be like, oh yeah, he's going to get 3 wives and he's going to have 9 kids. But I'm thinking about his personality. Why would he do that? Why would that be, like, would his personality actually lead him to do those things?
What's the point? You know, like, how does that link into his life, you know?
Yeah, it's got to connect somehow. I think I was never really convinced of Scott's relationship with Ramona. Probably until the end. Probably like coming to the end.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like they were never quite sure about it either until the end, where they really came to realize what they felt about each other.
Yeah.
Because you could argue that for the first few books, they're going through the motions, and again, by the 4th book, they realize that he doesn't really know much about her.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that when talking about Ramona's age, it was kind of implied that she's older than, or that was the idea that was being. Like other people were saying, that is a cool thing.
What?
It's doing like a little star. No, it's ruined it.
Well, I fucked his pattern up, but he probably would have, yeah.
Knives gets pretty interesting because she's like a casualty of Scott's relationships. Because of Scott's stupidity, really. That's what she's a casualty of, and probably her own naivety as well.
Fuck.
Is that she didn't realize that he wasn't really into her.
Yeah.
And she didn't realize that until after he dumped her.
It's a story of all different kinds of like attractions and stuff. Obsession being a kind of a big thing actually with both Gideon and Knives, but they do it in their own different ways. Knives is a lot more apparent in her obsession, and Gideon's is a little bit more subtle.
Gideon was more manipulative with his obsession. If
you haven't watched or read Scott Pilgrim, this conversation sucks. But you should, because it's great. And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, my favourite movie. So. I'm sure you've said that many times.
What are the titles of the books? There's like
Precious Little Life
versus
the World, gets Infinite Sadness, Gets It Together, versus the Universe. I think I might have missed one.
What was the last one called?
I thought it was versus
His Finest Hour.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm a tank now. No impressed?
But it was interesting the sorts of things that were put in the... Yeah, I was like, what?
The tank? Mine's a tank now? Sorry. Wasn't paying attention. Maybe say something interesting next time.
Yeah, show me something cool.
The thing is, Scott Pilgrim is very inspiring to both of us. Me particularly. You want to know something interesting? This is actually something I really dislike with other comics, which is really funny considering what I'm about to say. But I have been recommended other comics to read, and I like to read comics for my own inspiration and stuff like that for my comic. Cast a Psychopath. It's TM. Yeah. I read a lot of comics, right, and I could easily see the tons of influence that they took from from Scott Pilgrim, and it kind of bothered me, honestly, because it's like, oh, I see what you've done here. You've been inspired by Scott Pilgrim and you wrote something about it, like it. Why don't you just make your own original thing, for goodness sakes?
Yeah.
However, then I took a look at myself and realized that I actually had an element of Scott Pilgrim in my story, which I didn't realize until I read the first book again. I was like, holy shit, this is way more apparent than I thought it was. So,
what was the element?
Well, it's something I've removed now, so I guess I can say it. Originally, they were going to be in a band together, the main characters. Alan, Ashley, and Jacob were all going to be in a band.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea for you to remove that.
I did remove it.
Yeah.
It's long gone.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize, I just thought, that's obviously I knew I was inspired by Scott Pilgrim, but I didn't realize how much it was like, oh wow, that really is just that's just Scott Pilgrim, isn't it? So
I did in Hurricane 14. There was originally it was going to be set immediately after Hurricane 13, but it said it's set a year afterwards. And probably better because of it. But originally it was going to be part of it was going to be KJ's friends making a comic about him.
Right.
It would be
it's a little bit meta.
In-universe comic about the main character who was in a comic.
Yeah. It's interesting, actually. There's a lot of elements of Cast where I was like, I'm going to do this for this idea. And then, I'd say more recently than ever, I thought of it. Excuse me, I did not. No, get out of that. And so I was trying to say that there's some interesting stuff where I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do for an idea. And I'm like, maybe I won't do that. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't do that.
Yeah.
A fairly major aspect of the story, not incredibly, but also look at that female Goomba over there. We gotta go impress her with our huge fucking tower. What do you think, baby? Big enough for you? Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
Slut.
Wow. Just hand out moons like that on the first date. So it's interesting, kind of makes me concerned if there's any other ideas I have that are possibly really bad, but I need to go back on and think about. There's this one idea, where I was like, I'm a bit unsure of this. I think I'll change it and just see how I go. And then I just thought, wow, I am really glad I changed that, actually. The more I think about it, it was just a really bad idea. Don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I changed, because it was one of those things where I changed it because I was concerned about how it would be received. I won't say what it is because it kind of spoils things. But then I was thinking about wait a second, hold on, this is actually just a bad thing that I've written here. So I'm really glad I didn't do it anymore. If there was a single inch of this game that you're like, I want to see more of, don't worry, we will. If we're 100% in this game, we will comb every single last fucking butt hair of this world.
I don't think I'm gonna throw away my meta comic.
Well, I mean, just rework it into something that works.
I just gotta kind of work it to make sense.
Yeah. I mean,
the comic itself is supposed to be a parody of Marvel comics. And it's supposed to be a really terrible comic book idea.
Gotcha.
That's why it's only supposed to have 24 comic book editions. So it's supposed to only last for 2 years.
There's something really nice about just working on something and taking your time with it. Although I do want cats to come out sooner rather than later, but don't I always.
I don't know. Hurricane 18 has been in production since 2016, so I am taking my time.
I started Cast last year, didn't I? Or maybe it was the year before.
2017.
I started it in the autumn of 2017, I think.
Yeah.
And then I worked on it throughout the year.
When's autumn?
Right now. Man, I wish I could just stop being stupid for once in my stupid life. Like that, for instance. You thought I would die, but...
Cool. I also kind of like... I suppose all of the characters are really well developed in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
They've all got something going on. There's something about all of them.
Any of them been thought of?
I don't understand why Steven Stills is called the Talent.
Because he's the only guy in the band that has talent.
Really?
Well, he's the only guy that cares enough, at least.
Yeah.
Kim is a really old character. Why do I keep doing this? I don't need this shit. She was created in high school. for Brian Lee, and he's had her for years and years before he put her in Scott Pilgrim.
Mm.
It's really interesting seeing it. Like she's one of the more developed characters, I think, because of that.
Yeah.
One of my favourites, definitely.
Well, that was interesting. She's always the one who's thought everything out.
Mm.
Especially when Scott doesn't know what to do with himself, so he tries to kiss her. He's like,
spoilers.
The comic has been out for so long.
I'm always gonna say spoilers just to rile you fucking up.
Spoilers for Platoon.
Spoilers for Splatoon.
For not Splatoon. Platoon.
Let's play Splatoon 2 on the channel.
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think so, asshole. I don't have any characters like that I've had for years. The thing is, I kind of feel weird. This is gonna sound dumb, but like, there are other artists and stuff like on Twitter and things. They just make characters, right? Like, have you ever just made a character that wasn't for anything? Because I haven't. Really?
No.
Yeah. And I kind of feel bad. Like, I don't have any just like original character for nothing. Just like for me. I mean, there's a weird thing to feel bad about, so I don't really. But
yeah, there are people I follow on DeviantArt who got characters. I'm like, what is your character for?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to be judgmental or anything. Wait, can I grab
do you have
this?
a comic where I can learn about this character?
Yeah.
I'm like,
shit.
And then I go, your characters are all the same person.
Oh, well, now you're getting a bit specific. I think.
Yeah.
You're targeting someone particularly there. But
I don't know.
What I mean is, like, there are so many artists, and I guess it's just an idea of I want to create a character, but I don't want to create a story, or I don't want to say I lack the talent, but lack the interest. You know, it's
if
like,
you're
okay.
just an artist.
I guess it's difficult for me to understand because, like, I've been creating stories longer than I've been creating characters, I guess.
Yeah.
I love doing both, you know, just as much. But
I've got a character that has had 3 different things that he was used in.
Yeah.
It's a character called Kabom.
Ah, yes.
So I used him. Originally, it was made by my friend Miguel in primary school, and we just made heaps of Pokemon. We used to make little Pokemon cards all the time, little drawings. And there was one called Kabom. I don't know who made it. I don't remember who did anything.
Cool.
But then later on, I made my thing called Damn Legacy, and I made Blast from the Future. There's a story in Damn Legacy, and one of the characters in that is called Kabom, because I'm like, I like that name. I want to use it again. Not only the name, but also what the guy does, like his power. And then I put him in Hailcane as well. And he's in Hailcane 7 through to 13. And then I went back and kind of wrote his story and thought him out a little bit better, but I could probably do a better job now, even though I've added more stuff to him this year.
Yeah.
It's just learning really good things that can help you in writing stories and characters. That you just go, you know I made this thing like 2 weeks ago, but it's crap now compared to what I know how to do.
Yeah. How are we going for time, by the way?
Right, it is time to stop.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck.